We obviously have an important interest in seeing Gaddafi step down and the people of Libya have the opportunity to determine their own future.
Does that include arming the rebels?
Those steps include squeezing Gaddafi's resources and cutting off his money, his mercenaries, his arms, providing assistance to the rebels and the opposition.
That was United States Ambassador to the United Nations, Susan Rice, who did not dismiss that the U.S. would give arms to Libyan rebels. This, as Secretary of State Clinton said this now, 11 days after the first bombs were dropped.
We do not have any specific information about specific individuals from any organization who are part of this, but of course we're still getting to know those who are leading the Transitional National Council.
Still getting to know. We might arm rebels that we don't really know yet? Sadly, my next guest is not surprised by this. Here now is the former head of the CIA's Bin Laden unit and Freedom Watch regular, Micheal Scheuer. Michael, it's a pleasure. Welcome back to the show. I'm going to gather that you were not surprised that in the same day the United States ambassador to the UN said we need to arm the rebels, the Secretary of State said we don't even know who the heck they are and we're just getting to know them.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if they take the UN ambassador home to an asylum each night. She seems a little bit frenetic. But Mrs. Clinton is not telling the truth. What the intelligence community surely told the president, if he bothered to ask before he started his illegal war, was whatever military effectiveness and skill is resident in the Libyan resistance and what Mrs. Clinton called the rebels is in the hands of mujahideen who have fought in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Somalia, in the Balkans, and at home against Gaddafi over the last 20 years. We are, in effect, it's as if we were providing air support and air cover for the Taliban, because those are the people who are effective in the Libyan resistance.
All right, Michael, let me make sure I understand you, and I want everyone who doesn't know you to know that you spent your career in the intelligence services of the United States, a prominent career at that. Are your former colleagues in intelligence, or whatever sources you have, telling you and you're telling us that the people that Secretary Rice wants to arm, and the president probably will arm and may be arming already, the people in whose behalf we are killing Libyan soldiers and in whose behalf we are destroying Libyan armaments, may be as bad for human freedom as the people we fought in Afghanistan and fought in Iraq?
What I'm saying, Judge, is within the resistance, with the ones we call the rebels, the best fighters and the most militarily skilled people in that resistance are former mujahideen who have fought against the United States, against Russia, against the UN in Somalia. Those are the people. And as we speak, their brother veterans from Algeria, Morocco, Mauritania, Tunisia, and Egypt will be coming to their assistance. There is no doubt about that.
If the president doesn't know this, tell me if I'm wrong, then he is woefully ignorant of the war he is waging. And if he does know this, he kept material information from us last night. Wouldn't the American public want to know the band of brigands, thugs, and murderers that the American public is assisting in this civil war?
You would think so, sir, but the president can be beaten on this because you simply have to go to Google and look up a Libyan Islamic fighting group and the number of people, of Libyans who are in al-Qaeda, the number of Libyans who went to fight us in Iraq. This is publicly available information. What Mr. Obama, Ms. Rice, and Mrs. Clinton are practicing is what Bill Clinton practiced, which is lying about facts and finding the media will let them get away with it.
We're glad that you're here, Micheal Scheuer. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, sir.